it. So there's going to be 4 clips I'm playing right here. 2 of them are pro players and 2 of them are cheaters. Can you tell me which one of these is a pro player and which one of these are the cheater? Good day guys, Flickbot, Triggerbot, Legit Aimbot, Jitter mod script recoil, ESP radar are just some of the cheats we're gonna expose in this video. I can't be the only one to keep exposing these Twitch streamers and pros cheating. I'm giving you guys the power in this video to do that yourself. Doesn't matter if you play Warzone, Valorant, or Apex, all the cheats work in the same way. For this video, I went into the depths of hell, interviewing the most infamous Apex cheaters like Adam Bradley, the biggest rage hacker Apex has ever seen.
Bro, what? He just one-clipped me too. He's cheating! He's cheating! What the?
Destroyer 2009, the guy that hacked the ALGS.
Yeah, shoot now. I'm cheating! Aimbot, I have aimbot!
Oh no.
Wait, what the I'm getting hacked! Bro,
I know.
bro, I'm getting hacked!
I know, but and while they had a lot of valuable information, none of it was that useful for this video. We had to dig deeper. The new form of cheating that's taking over every FPS game because there's a lot of money to be won in the professional side of things and from streaming.
Wait, what the f? Clara?
And what these legit cheats are designed to do is to make the player look like he's good, but in fact, he is just cheating. And we're gonna go through every type of legit cheat in this video, giving you all the information you need in order to determine if the person you're spectating or watching is legit or just a cheater. In this video, we will expose a Twitch streamer that we catch cheating using some of these tools that I'm about to give you. At first, he will deny it, but will present overwhelming evidence which will make him confess. You can see that cheater here using several cheats in this clip. And by the end of this video, I want you to be able to identify exactly what cheats this guy is using. This video is going to be structured in a way where we go through every single silent cheat, explain how easy it is to detect or how difficult, and how you can go about detecting someone using these cheats. Later in the video, we're going to get into the different types of aimbot, and the legit aimbot is going to be very difficult for you to spot. I'll test you now, and I'll test you later once I've informed you on ways to detect it. So there's going to be 4 clips I'm playing right here. 2 of them are pro players, and 2 of them are cheaters. Can you tell me which one of these is a pro player and which one of these are the cheater? I'm giving you a massive advantage here by zooming in on the clips and also slowing them down. But I still think most of you are going to get this wrong. But by the end of the video, I want you to be able to detect which ones of these are aimbot and which ones are pro players. Which I'm going to be extremely honest with you, telling the difference between a pro player and an aimbot is extremely difficult. A normal player and an aimbot is very easy. Let's start at the very bottom and work our way up to the top, which are the aimbots. Now, the first soft cheat is a recoil script. Similar to a strike back and a Kronos, every single gun has a different recoil pattern, and these are coded to do that recoil control for you. So with the flatline, for example, you can see the recoil pattern here. A good script will make this recoil almost 0, but not 0, because in Apex and most FPS games, there is something called randomness in every recoil spray. Like, they are very similar to each other, but there is randomness involved. So even with the Kronos and a strike back, the recoil is not 0. But I've already made an entire video on how you can spot these devices, so let's go into the tier above that, and that is what you call a jitter mod. This is doing a micro jitter in every direction in order to trick the game into canceling out the recoil of the weapon. Now, this is extremely easy to detect because you can literally see the screen shaking when it's in use, and this is possible to be done on mouse and keyboard. It is difficult though, as you have to sit there and shake like you have Parkinson's disease. And it's very situational because it's incredibly hard to aim when you're shaking like this. So it's only really good on stationary targets, which there's not a lot of. So it's extremely situational. But cheaters have figured out a way to just press one button and have the game do it for them. So they can use a jitter script, but also aim at the same time. So you can always tell if someone's using a jitter script if their tracking's pretty on point and they do it in every engagement. But you can with 100% certainty tell if it's a controller player doing a jitter, it has to be a cheat. The way the controller works makes jitter impossible. And I'll explain why really quickly. On a mouse, you can immediately change directions left and right without any delay. making the jitter possible. But with a controller, you can't do that. When I move my stick all the way across to one side, I've got to go all the way back across towards the middle and then to the right before it starts receiving that input from left to right. Meaning there's always a delay from going left to right, making an immediate shake and a jitter literally impossible without a code or a cheat. So as can be seen in this clip, this Twitch streamer right here that is jittering, very visible jittering, but is also using controller inputs as can be shown on screen, is obviously A, using a script, or B, using a cheat menu in order to obtain this, both of which are cheating. One thing you'll find out about cheaters, they don't stop at just the tiniest cheats. They can't help themselves. They want the easy way out in everything. So at a later date, you're going to find out this guy is not just using a jitter, it gets much, much worse.
Yeah,
Are you hacking, mate? Are you fucking wall hacking?
No, bro.
So after jitter recoil, we're moving on to the top dog of recoil control, which EA has only recently got ban detection for, and that is the ability to turn off recoil completely. Yes, this is a mod menu. You have an X-axis and a Y-axis, and you can choose to turn them both off completely and have zero recoil. But thankfully, EA has finally started detecting this, forcing cheaters to no longer be able to do zero recoil. A lot of them are using like 40%, 50%. It's all different, but they're still turning their recoil at least half off, which is insanely strong and definitely a cheat. Moving on to the next silent cheat that people use to trick people into thinking they're actually good. And I'm going to be completely honest with you here. This one is near impossible to detect, which is why it's very popular in streamers and pro players. And that is the web radar. Something you guys all would have seen if you watched my Brainsy video, as that's the cheat he was using. Now, in order to understand why this is so popular and strong, I'm going to use Call of Duty as an example. One of the biggest and strongest score streaks in the game on Call of Duty is a permanent radar, which I'm using in this clip. Now, I ended up getting the world record and the world's first search and destroy nuclear simply by using this score streak multiple times in this game. Knowing exactly where everyone is and how to approach a gunfight perfectly, undeniably insanely strong. But you have to go on a massive kill streak in order to earn this because it's so OP, but these cheaters have it 24/7, so they just have an insane advantage over you and your team at all times when they're using this. They know exactly where you are and where your teammates are, so it's very easy for them to get angles, single you out, and always get first shots. And also, they can see where every team in the lobby is, so they can tell if they're about to get third-partied and that kind of information. And the only real way of detecting this is A, by a screenshot and other cheaters ratting you out, or by B, hours and hours of gameplay review where they just simply have too much information that's not possible. Like if they know there's a team there with no audio, no visual cue, that kind of thing. But I'm not gonna lie, it is incredibly hard to tell. Unlike ESP/Wallhacks, that is very, very easy to tell. Depending on the skill of the player is how difficult it is to tell. The worse they are, the easier it is to tell. And I break down here exactly how to tell if someone's wall hacking. Remember that TTV that was using the jitter mod? We had to investigate what else he was using. And this is how we gathered proof. This guy is straight up hacking. He might be legit. I swear he had a bit of juice. Let's watch some of his Apex gameplay. He doesn't really play much Apex though. He's got 2K, Clash Royale content. Bit of a pre-fire there, but he knew the guy was there. I think he might just be walling. That's why his peaks were so good. He's got the wall hacks. He had very good peak shots. See how he centers, aims in? Yeah, he's walling, he's cheating. But based on what we've seen so far, there's a 1 in 1,000 chance he's not walling. I haven't seen definitive proof. If he was better at the game, he'd be better at hiding it. Yes.
One bat, bro. I have bottomless bats.
Look how blatant this is.
Right now.
Like, how is he spam pinging exactly where this guy is through a wall? Okay, now it's just 100% blatant. What a fucking loser. And then he has the guy pre-aimed before he peeks. Immediately having the guy pre-aimed on the right before he peeked. Just for the people that still are a bit slow. There might be one person in here that doesn't understand wall hacks. Now watch this. This is 100% proof of Wallhacks. See how he aims that sights and then tracks the guy as he comes around the corner? That would be 100% proof of Wallhacks, and ban. He had that guy aimed outside so you could see his character model through the wall, and he tracked him as he came around the corner.
Like, I could hear footsteps, so...
I 100% know you can hear all that audio cues, but you can't track people through walls. You're pinging people through walls, tracking people through walls. That is literally not playable. I've played with the best players in this game. The Jen Burtons, the Waltzy. I've played with them all. Zero. The people that win the most in competitive, I've played with all of them. None of them are capable of doing that with audio cues. They can't track through walls, aim down sights, and know exactly where they are through walls. It's not possible, especially at that range. So obviously, he denied it until he did another 20 minutes worth of VOD review and came up with irrefutable evidence like this clip here. Just watch this in slow-mo. Just for the people that don't understand, every second we watch, further and further proves Wallhacks. Not on his screen, not on his screen, not on his screen, but he has the ADS and lock on. Now, see how he locks on? Then boom. Because he's got Wallhacks, he locked on before that player was on his screen. I'm not watching anymore. Like, there's just no way he's not cheating. Or you denying it to the grave. I can't be screwed doing anymore. This is the ending.
You're right there.
I'm right? You admit to it? Okay, so when did you start and like why? Like, do you just have
Well,
fun?
I mean, everyone's doing it, aren't they, bro?
A lot of people are cheating. I won't say no to that. Is that the thought process? Everyone else is, I'll do it?
Yeah, pretty much, bro. You can't compete otherwise, to be honest. Unless you grind all day, there's no way you're hitting a high rank without it, bro. Like, Masters at least, I mean.
I don't like cheaters. This is the first time one's just been, like, straight up and honest. The only thing I want to know is, like, what other cheats you're using. So, like, what are you using? Like, be 100% honest. Like, fucking tell me. I'm curious.
Just the wall of Ronies.
Just. I call Cass.
Just the wall of Ronies.
What rank do you think you'd get without your cheats? Because they're insanely strong,
Probably
obviously.
Masters anyway.
Now we're moving into the computer playing for you type cheats. So let's start off with Triggerbot. And I'll let a cheater explain to you exactly what that is.
Like when enemy will come in crosshair, it will suit auto. Like I'm not holding the Triggerbot key right now, so it's not suiting. Like this. And it works better with like shotguns in close range. I usually use it in close range like this.
Even if you have the worst aim ever, you can swipe your screen and the game will end up shooting for you. Extremely strong, but also difficult to spot people using. Unless you're really dumb, like a guy called Brainsy, which Clumsy showcased here.
See an accidental Triggerbot.
Oh,
I mean, that is classic cheater, right? His Triggerbot accidentally activates and he goes, oh, and then looks away.
Oh my god!
Another one that's incredibly easy to detect, although they can slow it down to make it look very human-like, is the Flickbot, which is self-explanatory. It's basically like a one-click aimbot where it'll like flick to a player on your screen.
My hands are off the keyboard. I'm just holding my mouse in air. I can set a delay as well, so it's gonna flick on you after 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds.
Make it look like a Brainsy flick. The way they hide it being obvious is setting a field of view so you only flick to a player that's kind of close to your reticle. They can change how quickly you flick. Keep in mind, it's a computer that makes mistakes. And even this low sensitivity dumbass did his best to hide it. Having a computer aim for you just sometimes outs you.
I play 4-2 linear. I don't play 4-3 like every other cheater.
4-2 sensitivity. This is how fast you can flick on 4-2. On ADS, this is how fast you move. ADS, this is how fast you move. It takes about a full minute to do a full rotation. That's how slow this sensitivity is.
He's on. Nice.
Even in slow-mo, it's moving faster than his sensitivity is capable of, making all his flicks impossible without cheats. I have to interrupt this video to say it's sponsored by me. If you guys want to lose some fat, maybe get jacked, in the description below there is one-on-one coaching. You can sign up and have me as your coach to help you get towards your goals. First month is half price, so you can decide whether this is something you want to continue with, but I only want to accept clients that are ready to actually make a difference in their life. Now, moving on to the single hardest thing to tell, what some people call Legit Aimbot, which is basically aimbot, which is coded to make it look legit by turning up a setting called smoothing on the cheat menu. So if I don't touch my right stick in the firing range, this is what aim assist does. Basically nothing. I know people like to trick themselves that aim assist aims for us controller players, but it really isn't like that. Now, have a look at Legit Aimbot. So some of you can tell exactly what's happening here. And that is just an aimbot with additional delay. What makes it very, very obvious though is in the fact that it's still a computer. Even though it's slowed down, it's still perfectly slowly tracking behind the person at all times. It does not look human-like, especially when slowed down. And because it's a computer, it doesn't stop tracking the person when you're doing something like reloading. It'll continue perfectly tracking that person with the same amount of smoothing every single time. Because obviously it's going to be hidden much better when they're also correcting for it and aiming a little bit themselves. But the amount of input they need to do is almost nothing. You could be an absolute glue sniffing regard and have almost perfect aim by using this. It's essential to remember that pro players, when reloading, aren't going to be focused on perfectly tracking an individual, as can be seen here by Waltzy while they're reloading. But the computer, because it's a computer and it's dumb as shit, it doesn't know you're reloading. It's continuing to do its aimbot thing. So that is a very good way to catch people out using this.
It's more because it's locked onto a certain bone.
That's why it's more obvious when you jump.
Yes, because it's trying to stay locked onto the chest. It looks just a bit more unnatural going up and down rather than left. Yeah.
And so it's very important to remember the bone aspect of a silent aimbot, because that is the biggest giveaway to the silent aimbot. If you look at the clips from the legit players trying to one-clip me when I jumped, it's all over the place adjusting for that, as it's a normal human. But the computer aimbot tries its best to stay on track with the bone. So if you jump, it's like a perfect U trying to track that. And turning up the smoothing might be very good at hiding the aimbot on the side axis. It is terrible at hiding it on the X-axis. Like especially a jump at close range, even if it's delayed at tracking it, it does its best to follow that bone that it's set to. Even the very best pro player isn't going to be worried about it tracking a bone on a jumping target. As long as they're hitting that target, that's all that matters, be it the leg or the chest. That is good enough for them. So here's a very obvious clip of that legit aimbot.
Where is that kid? Oh. He's scared.
So that was a perfect example of the bone tracking. There was a big level change as the Ash slid down that ramp, and then the dash out was just all too perfect. Now that was extremely easy for you guys to follow because he doesn't have the smoothing set up that high. He's not very good at the game. He wants to do barely any of the work himself and make sure the aimbot is doing most of it. Look, the higher they put that smoothing, the harder it is to tell. But no matter how high it is, it's always going to do the same thing. It's eventually going to get to that bone. It's just a little bit slower in its tracking and its movement when the smoothing is set up. In no way, shape, or form ever looks human. Now, this is a no-brainer. Even a bronze player will be able to tell the aimbot in use in this clip.
Oh my god. Nice.
One, you got the level change as he slides down, but two, the Mirage goes invisible and he tracks him for 60 damage in air when he's not even on our screen, because in Apex, when the Mirage uses a heal, it goes invisible. And this guy's legit aimbot just locks onto it regardless. Even though this guy is terrible and very much so relies on his cheats, he's still managed to hit Master solo this season.
This is it, this is it. This is Masters. We're f***ing getting Masters! Where's this bomb? Oh, don't let me do it. Goodbye. Yes! Oh my god. This is what we do. This is what I do.
And celebrating after cheating is just diabolical. Now that you understand prediction aimbot and aimbot smoothing, let's go watch these clips again. Which one's legit and which ones are cheating, if you paid attention. The first clip is prediction aimbot hard cheating, like 100% accuracy. That one was obvious. Clip number 2 was Waltzy from Team Falcons. Clip number 3 was Jen Burton, the most reported player in Apex Legends history. And the 4th clip was what they like to call Legit Aimbot. And despite the person not one-clipping, you can tell by the tracking, especially while reloading, and the smoothing, the delay, it just looks inhuman. And most people that understand video gaming can tell that's not natural. And that's how you can tell, even though he didn't one-clip, that that was an aimbot. I am ending this video with a challenge to none other than Boydster. I've caught red-handed hundreds of cheaters, but they always lie. So I'm gonna offer you a reward. Probably the best award money can buy, and that is 1 month free coaching with me. If and only if you stream with all your cheats turned off and solo ranked. Let's find out what your real rank is, because we all know you ain't hitting masters.
Obviously. Masters anyway.
Now, just for authenticity, for this to work, you also have to accept being PC checked several times by somebody in the community that will know 100% if there are any cheats active. I'll be nice and I'll make this slightly easier. If you manage to solo all the way up until Diamond 3 and hit Diamond 3 without any cheats, I will make a video on it and you will get half the ad revenue from that video. Now that could be as low as $100 or that could be as high as 30 grand. So you're gonna have the best coaching in the world and a chance to win a lot of money. And on top of that, I'm sure a lot of people would like to see you play without the cheats. And the only reason I'm giving you this offer is because of your honesty. Every other cheater I've confronted has denied it to their grave. And I respect the honesty. That is why I'm giving you this challenge. Anyway, that is all for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Whenever that'll be, I don't bloody know, because I'm a part-time YouTuber these days. It's not my main job. If you want to hear more from me, maybe consider signing up to my coaching. It's not that expensive. But if you ain't interested in that, I'll see you in the next one, whenever the hell that is. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.